Welcome back, everyone. And if you follow this channel, I've been saying for weeks that, I really applaud GMs and organizations that come into free agency with a clear plan and execute that plan in a sound way. And I think that's exactly what the Atlanta Falcons did yesterday. They make three signings a little bit under the radar because they're not marquee names, but I think fill huge areas of needs on both the offensive and defensive lines for a team that was outmanned at the point of attack on both sides of the ball last year. If you look at, besides the injuries the Falcons suffered, that the point of attack and the problems they had there were a huge reason for the failure of a season they had. They make three signings, the first two on the defensive line. Let's go through them. You have free agent defensive tackle Paul Soliai, who spent his career with the Miami Dolphins. All right, Soliai is a guy that played in a 4-3 system in Miami, so we know he can play that position. He can also, when needed, if the Falcons want to show more 3-4 looks with their defense, he can kick in and play nose tackle and play it very well. This is a guy who at the D tackle spot is a very accomplished run stuffer. Him along with Randy Starks, combined to be one of the better run-stopping defensive tackle duos in the NFL here for the past several years. So you get that kind of player in Soliai, a tough, big run stopper. Tyson Jackson they bring in as well. Tyson Jackson, really a quintessential 3-4 defensive end, can also kick in and play a conventional defensive tackle in a 4-3 if needed. He's a guy who was even a better run stuffer last year than even Soliai was. Tyson Jackson was one of the better run stuffing defensive linemen in the NFL last year. A little bit of a late bloomer. Remember, this guy was the third pick overall in the 2009 draft. Really started to hit his potential this year with the Chiefs. And the Chiefs' loss is certainly Atlanta's gain here. Atlanta gets bigger up front with Tyson Jackson and Paul Soliai, gives them more of a presence to stop the run, something they were awful at last year. They were awful at stopping the run, and they were awful at running the football. Soliai and Jackson will go a long way into solidifying that. And again, two signings that don't break the bank. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, I mentioned how they had trouble running the ball. They acquired Jon Asamoah, the guard from the Kansas City Chiefs, to solidify that need. Look, Asamoah was a starter for the Chiefs until late November last year. He misses a game with an injury. The Chiefs insert Jeff Schwartz at that guard spot. He plays very well, and they just kept Schwartz there the rest of the season. So Asamoah lost his spot in the starting lineup due to injury. Certainly Schwartz played well. He got rewarded with a contract he signed with the Giants earlier yesterday as well. So the Chiefs lose both guys they had playing right tackle, but we'll get into that later. For Asamoah and the Falcons, definitely an upgrade on the interior of that offensive line. Should help the running game. And Asamoah from that guard spot, also a very good pass protector. Better at pass protecting last year than run blocking. And let's face it, when you have Matt Ryan as your quarterback, first and foremost, you need to protect him. And I think the Falcons do that. They get better. They get younger on that offensive line. Asamoah only 26 when the season starts next year. So that's important to remember as well in this mix here, is they get a young, quality starter, again, without paying top-of-the-market prices, which I think is important here, especially when Atlanta wants to keep that offensive core intact, and it's going to cost money to do that over the years. Guys, that's my breakdown of the three signings the Falcons made. Again, they had a plan. They wanted to get bigger and more physical on both lines. They do so. They do so in a cost-effective manner. So I think Thomas Dimitroff and his employees there in the front office do their job. Obviously, Scott Pioli included in that now. We'll see if the implementation of that 3-4 defense is something they slowly try to do this year. It would seem the players they got on defense fit that scheme very well, if indeed that's something they wanted to go to. Guys, that's my breakdown of the signings the Falcons made. Be sure to subscribe. It's completely free here on my YouTube channel. I'm updating you guys on all the free agent acquisitions. I think I've uploaded over 20 videos just from yesterday on these different goings-on in the NFL. Thanks as always for listening, and have a great day.